And we are live at the 2021 DLH Inspire Award. Hello, everyone. I am Tanaya Wall. I'm the founder of Donate Life Hollywood, and I am, sorry about that, a program of the OneLegacy Foundation. We're here to welcome you to this very special evening. Tonight, what we're going to do is celebrate the very best organ donation and transplant storylines of 2021. Our presenters this evening will tie their powerful personal stories to the storyline of the DLH Inspire winners. And then we will hear from the winners themselves. These are the writers, producers, creators who have told our stories of hope, transformation, and love with kindness and generosity and authenticity. The 2021 DLH Inspire Awards is brought to you tonight by the OneLegacy Foundation and our DLH partners. These are organ, eye, and tissue donation and transplant organizations from across the country who contribute to the DLH campaign. Now, what we know in the donation community is that Hollywood has a huge impact on the perception of organ donation. And what DLH is working to do is to eliminate the myths and misconceptions that stop people from registering as organ donors. We're also investing in the future of storytellers. And so we are doing that with our DLH Storyteller Challenge for high school and college students. Tonight, we are going to hear from the student winners who created 1-minute films focused on living kidney donation, which is a storyline that Hollywood is taking on more and more. We're going to premiere the first and second place winners, and I want to really thank our Hollywood judges. We have a special thanks to Gloria Boer, who's with the OneLegacy Foundation. We have neurosurgeon and medical consultant to primetime medical shows, Dr. Oren Gottfried. We have a writer on The Resident, which is on Fox, Eric Liu, and star of Atypical, which is on Netflix, Keir Gilchrist. So let us begin the 2021 DLH Inspire Awards by watching the second place high school DLH Storyteller winner right now. Or now.
Did you know there's different types of living kidney donation?
There are?
Yeah, there's 3 different kinds. First is directed donation.
Directed donation is donating an organ to a family member or friend.
There's also kidney paired donation. This is 2 pairs of living donors swapping to make a compatible match.
If my mom wanted to donate her kidney to my dad, but they weren't compatible, and someone else's spouse wasn't compatible with them, they could swap if they're compatible with each other. So my dad would get a kidney from someone else's spouse, and my mom would give her kidney to the other person.
The final type of living kidney donation is non-directed donation.
Non-directed donation is donating a kidney without naming someone.
I'm going to sign up to be an organ donor right now. Always remember to be a kidney champion and share your spare.
It is my great honor to welcome the student winner for the 2021 DLH Storytellers, Emily Greenwell.
Hello, everyone. I am Emily Greenwell, and I'm from Mason County High School in Kentucky. I heard about this wonderful storytelling opportunity through SODA as they partnered with DLH for this contest. I'm very honored to be receiving such an important and life-saving award. Living kidney donation is something that is very near and dear to my heart, and I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to make an impact. I do have to say that when I got the news that I was a finalist, I was a bit shocked. I did enter this contest for fun and definitely was not expecting to win anything. My grandfather was a kidney transplant recipient, and my father is currently on the waiting list for a kidney transplant. Needless to say, my family and I have faced multiple challenges recently. However, the adversity that we faced was all part of a greater plan. The deep connection that I've developed with organ donation has strengthened me not only personally, but also professionally. This year, I started the first SODA chapter in the state of Kentucky, and I think it's pretty safe to say that If it weren't for my close connection with organ donation, I would not have taken that initiative. I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who has helped me and supported me on my journey to increase organ donation education efforts, especially my parents who never failed to support me in all of my endeavors. And I would also like to thank SODA and DLH for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And last, but certainly not least, I want to thank my small town. I've lived in Maysville, Kentucky all my life, and everyone knows everyone. And the amount of love and support that I've received is just unimaginable. And I promise to use this award as motivation to continue working hard at increasing organ donation awareness. And I just want to thank you all for being here tonight and showing your support for organ donation.
Thank you. What a great story. Thank you, Emily. Good evening. My name is Bobby Howard, and I am here to present the Donate Life Hollywood Inspire Award to a show that makes kidney donation very real. Be Positive on CBS is the first sitcom with the kidney patient as the main character, and the show that makes you laugh. It is based on a real life story, which makes the character even more authentic. Be Positive is a story I can relate to, because I am a 27-year recipient of a kidney myself, and my family has had a long history of end-stage renal disease. My mother also received a kidney transplant. I relate specifically to Be Positive character, Eli Russell, a former pro football player who is on dialysis. As a youth, I was very active in various sports programs, ranging from football to hockey, and excelled in each as a star athlete. With an insatiable love for sports, football fueled my passion and afforded me the opportunity to receive a full football scholarship to Indiana University, where I studied business administration. I was later drafted into the NFL and played professional football with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In 1994, I suffered severe kidney disease, and life as I knew it changed forever. I received a life-changing, life-giving kidney transplant. Since then, I have dedicated my life to helping others who face life-threatening health challenges by leading public education efforts for LifeLink of Georgia, the organ procurement organization serving the state of Georgia. I, along with my staff, conduct education programs in churches and community organizations, as well as college campuses and high schools. We have consistently helped to increase the number of African-American donors over the past 15 years and received national recognition for our work. Tonight, Be Positive is receiving recognition from the organ donation community for showing the impact of kidney disease and the importance of donation in a very real and lighthearted way. Now let's see a clip from Be Positive.
My Connecticut hotel room. But most of all, I'd like to thank all of you who have selflessly chosen to donate an organ like Gina. And for those of you who would like to sign up yourselves, please visit registerme.org. Thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Good afternoon. My name is Lori Hartwell, and I'm the president and founder of Renal Support Network. I have lived with kidney disease since I was 2 years old in 1968. After 13 years of dialysis, I am thrilled that my fourth kidney transplant is going strong for over 10 years. I was on dialysis from age 12 to 24, and it was difficult. You have to grow up fast. I had the brain of a 40-year-old, but the body of someone who looked like they belonged in grade school. Just for the record, I am taller than I look, okay? So I never connected with my peers. I love the fact that the main character, Drew, played by Thomas Middleditch, is portrayed as a person who leans on his peers for support. I created RSN to help people who have kidney disease not feel alone and, most importantly, have hope. One friend can make a difference. One of RSN programs that I created is a prom for all teenagers who have kidney disease, so they can have a chance to connect with their peers. We are hosting our 23rd annual prom in January. I think I qualify to be a prom queen now. It is rare to see characters on a primetime show, much less a comedy going through dialysis and just living their lives. This helps so many people have the necessary dose of hope that they need to survive. I love how Annalie Ashford plays Gina, a woman who just wants to help her friend and is willing to donate one of her kidneys. It is tough to ask for a kidney, but Annalie and the show's writers hit the right balance of comedy and the serious of donating the gift of life. So when I heard that CBS and Be Positive wanted to use the show's platform to highlight the importance of living kidney donation through a PSA, I was thrilled. The commitment of Annalie and Thomas to help spread this message is admirable, and I hope others can follow. The Be Like Gina PSA was written by Donate Life Hollywood and aired 3 times during National Kidney Month, which takes place every March. The CBS publicity team partnered with national transplant and kidney organizations to help with the messaging. We were thrilled to be invited to be part of that process. The Be Like Gina campaign succeeded in inspiring 21,000 visitors to learn more about living donation, 50 people to fill out an interest form about living kidney donation, and 4 to begin the process to qualify as living kidney donors. We will never know the full ripple effect of how this campaign impacts organ donation, but we can expect that it has sparked a conversation in many households. A conversation that I know is not easy to have. Asking someone to share their spare is a difficult one, and I applaud CBS and the publicity team for going the extra mile to help save a life. Now let's watch the Be Like Gina PSA.
Gina found a sense of purpose by being a living kidney donor. Could you be like Gina?
See stories of living kidney donors at belikegina.org.
Here to accept the 2021 Donate Life Hollywood Inspire Award is the dynamic CBS publicity team that helped bring the Be Like Gina campaign to life. Let's give a round of virtual applause to Andrea Ballas, Amy Eicher, and Ray Palatonino. Oh my God, I practiced this, Ray Palatonino.
Hi, Lori. Thank you so much for this beautiful award. It's been really eye-opening and heartwarming working with Donate Life and the donation and transplant community on this campaign. Donate Life contacted us immediately upon hearing the show's premise, as they saw the potential to work together to help create awareness about the need for organ donors, particularly living donors like our selfless character, Gina. We're so thrilled to know that the show and the Be Like Gina campaign has been successful in helping people educate themselves about organ donation and has inspired many to register to become donors themselves. Now to Amy.
As Andrea shared, it has been an incredibly special experience to work on the show and this campaign with Donate Life Hollywood. Being on the front lines of social media, we were privy to so many stories being shared, both by people who watched Be Positive and were hearing a story like this for the first time, and by those living through the experience of kidney disease and/or organ donation who weren't quite sure what they thought about seeing their story on television. This partnership empowered us to have more thoughtful and meaningful conversations and connections on social media and bring those communities together. We're so grateful for the opportunity to extend our storytelling into impact. Over to Ray.
Thank you, Ray Paolantonio. So you almost got it. As a programmer, we first seek to engage and entertain our audiences. And for a series like Be Positive, inspired by real life experiences, it became more than just a situation comedy with setups and punchlines. Working with the show allowed CBS to educate the broader public on living organ donation, making it relatable and accessible in both a heartfelt and comedic way, and on broadcast television. The Be Like Gina campaign and the timing of it during National Kidney Month was really the culmination of weeks of preparation, approvals, filming, editing, storytelling, so that when our audience received the message, it achieved the greatest impact because they were connected to Drew and Gina and the story of Be Positive. Viewers took action. People signed up to be a living organ donor, and that's incredible. It's this social impact that we're so grateful to make on behalf of CBS. Thank you again, And we so appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this community and to raise awareness on organ donation.
What an amazing job done by the CBS digital team. Thank you so much, guys. Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Lafferty, and I'm honored to be with you tonight. Tonight is very special for me because my life was saved by a donated kidney and pancreas. Now, my donor was a deceased donor, but I work feverishly every day in the area of living donation because that's the only way we're going to get a kidney to everyone who needs a kidney. I had 4 friends and family members offer me their kidneys and get tested to see if they were a match. Sadly, they were not. And at that time, I didn't possess the knowledge about kidney chains, and other types of donations. Informing the public about all the different possibilities of living donation was the mission and the charge we gave to the student filmmakers in this year's DLH Storytellers Contest. I was honored to be one of the preliminary judges and see the educational content that was loud and that we heard from the young voices that made them. Now let's watch the second place DLH Storyteller winner in the college division.
My dad is the most generous and loving person I know.
I realized that one of the things that I was missing was giving back.
For that reason, Brian Glennon was motivated to become an altruistic kidney donor and change a stranger's life in October 2017. That stranger was Haley Sy.
I was happy that I'm going to have a new life.
I mean, I hope we get to meet her donor. Thank you seems like the only appropriate thing to say.
Come on out, Haley and Jocelyn. Brian's selfless act didn't stop at Haley. He started the longest kidney donation chain ever in New Jersey. The chain is currently at 64 people and is still growing. He inspires me every day. I have since become an organ donor and have also begun educating others on organ donation. As my dad says, you only need one.
That's a strike. Thank you, Brian.
It is now my great honor to introduce Kate Glennon, student filmmaker and second place winner.
Everyone, my name is Kate. I'm a musical theater major at Marymount Manhattan College. I've been an active volunteer with the NJ Sharing Network since high school, which is how I heard about the DLH Inspire Awards. My high school didn't really teach us about organ and tissue donation, so I decided to take it into my own hands. I was scared to become an organ donor at first until I took the time to educate myself, and I'm now proud to say that I've been an organ donor for many years now. I've also been able to educate my friends about kidney donation and have inspired a bunch of them to register as well. I am actually at the Donate Life Transplant Games of America right now at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. The Transplant Games is a multiple day event that recognizes the success of donation and transplantation while honoring the life-saving generosity of donors and their families. My position here is called On-Air Talent. I interview people and hear about their stories and connection to organ and tissue donation. I've learned so much through my dad's experience and my time with the NJ Sharing Network, and I'm super excited to learn more. Thank you so much to DLH for giving me the opportunity to take my dad's story to a national level.
How heroic is that? To donate to a complete stranger and impact the lives of so many recipients and their families? That's truly amazing. And you too can help others as well. Whether it's in life or in death, we can choose to help others by signing up to Donate Life and sharing our decision. Good evening. My name is Scott Bunting. I'm a transplant coordinator for OneLegacy, the OPO serving the 7 counties in the Los Angeles area. We work with families who have lost a loved one in the ICU. These patients remain on ventilators as the OPO works to place the organs that will save the lives of those waiting. Over the course of the donation, which often lasts a few days, we transplant coordinators hear the stories of how that patient lived. Family members show us pictures, videos, and share their music, and we provide comfort as best we can. For years after the donation, we continue to support the family and honor the donor. Despite the circumstances of how they lived and died, their last act is to help another. It is this action that we recognize as honorable. They are heroes. There is a moment in which our donor families say goodbye. There's a lot of activity. Surgical recovery teams from transplant centers all over the country come by car, plane, or helicopter to the hospital where I'm located, and potential recipients are being prepped for surgery at their facilities. When the transplant teams are in place, the OPO professionals are called to move the patient. There's a hospital announcement overhead, a final goodbye from family. All hospital staff and friends line the halls as we pass by on the way to surgery. This event is known as an honor or hero walk. As we walk to the OR, we often read a message from the family to hospital staff, and I like to play music that the family selected. If they were a veteran, fireman, or police officer, I have a US flag draped over the bed as we move them. This is their moment, their send-off. I've had children dressed as princesses or even Batman. And in one case, the OPO team and hospital staff, we all wore superhero costumes as we lined the halls to surgery. I'm here tonight to present the DLH Inspire Award to Laura Valdivia, writer on the television show New Amsterdam. Laura wrote an episode that beautifully showed one of our hero walks. Now let's watch the clip from this award-winning storyline. Here to accept the DLH Inspire Award for New Amsterdam episode, Why Not Yesterday, is the writer of the episode, Laura Valdivia, and actor Alex Wiseman, who played Murph.
Hi, I'm Laura Valdivia. Thank you so much, Donate Hollywood and OneLegacy, for this very special award that reflects New Amsterdam's desire to not only create an entertaining and emotional medical show, but one that might also play a small role in improving the health and lives of people out in the real world. Like health, television is a team effort, so I'd like to accept this on behalf of our entire dedicated and talented cast and crew who put everything they have into bringing authentic stories to life. On that note, I would like to introduce the extraordinary actor who portrayed Murph/Superman in Why Not Yesterday. Alongside Darnell Martin's impeccable directing, he truly is the heart of this episode. And after hearing him speak, I challenge you to question Kismet. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Wiseman.
Thanks, Laura. So when you're an actor and you're auditioning for a role, you get the sides, and then it's like a 50-50 chance that you get the full script to read. And I didn't get the full script for this episode, so I read it and I was like, oh, this is fun, this is juicy. Maybe it'll go on, maybe it'll be recurring. I get the part, I read the full script, and I see the fate of this character. And what was amazing about this role for me is that I am the recipient of a transplant, of a valve transplant in my heart. I've had 4 open heart surgeries. I was born with truncus arteriosus, congenital heart disease, and had surgeries at the age of 4 months old, 2 years old, 17, and 26. And now, thanks to New Amsterdam, I can say that I've had 5 open heart surgeries. It was an honor to get to help tell this story, and really special for me to sort of get to share a little bit of my truth. I'll never forget when I was a kid and I saw an episode of Grey's Anatomy where there was a truncus arteriosus patient, and everyone in the hospital kept talking about what a complex, difficult, big deal this surgery was going to be. And the whole time I watched that episode, I was like, oh, they're talking about my heart. So I'm just honored and overjoyed to get to sort of tell the story and be able to provide visibility for transplant patients and also for donors. So thank you. Thanks for having me here tonight. Thank you, Laura, for this amazing script. And be an organ donor.
Wow. What a moment.
that was. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. There are a few moments in life that compare to experiencing someone receiving the gift of life. For me, as a heart recipient, well, to be very honest, I slept through the whole thing. But I often ask my family and my doctors about how they felt. What were they thinking? And they could never quite put it into words. Then I watched the season 6 finale of Chicago Med, and they were right. There are no words that describe the moment of hearing that there's a heart available, or that the donor's heart is not perfect, but your team is confident they can make it work, or simply just waiting to know if your loved one will be okay. The precision and accuracy in which Diane and Andrew depicted this moment that many will never experience had me in tears, because they were able to reconstruct a reality that can only be felt. And I felt it. As I watched this episode, I felt myself hugging my son for the last time. I felt myself handing my husband my wedding ring. I felt myself hugging my mother as tightly as I could, and I felt myself frantically wondering, did I love them well enough? As a recipient of a heart transplant 3 years ago, not only I, but my donor Gary as well, thanks you for depicting such a pivotal part of our story in a way that brings honor and respect to the transplant community, while educating so many others on the beauty of this cherished gift of organ donation. Now let's watch a clip from this award-winning Chicago Med storyline. Here to accept the Donate Life Hollywood Inspire Award for the episode I Will Come to Save You are the creators of Chicago Med, Diane Frohloff and Andrew Schneider. Thank you.
We want to thank Donate Hollywood for this award. We're very honored.
We're both old enough to remember the world's first heart transplant. The patient died 18 days after surgery from pneumonia, but the heart functioned very well until then. It was a miraculous achievement, getting almost as much attention as the moonwalk 2 years later.
But now over 5,000 people a year receive a heart transplant. We have a family friend who received one 20 years ago and is doing very well. So maybe it doesn't get the attention that it used to, but it's no less miraculous.
Last season, in the episode that you just saw the clip from, we wanted to complicate a heart transplant story by having the donor heart come from a distance far enough away to make it potentially no longer viable. But we still wanted a good outcome. We wanted a happy ending. Luckily, our very creative prop master, Chris Shader, found the Transmedics heart-lung machine, which, as you heard, perfuses a donor heart with warm blood during transport, keeping it viable for much longer.
For instance, before, a donor heart from Hawaii, because of the time it would take to transport it, could
I think that we had just our second technical difficulty. So unfortunately, Diane and Andrew have frozen in place. They have such a lovely response. So potentially what we can do is have them record their entire piece and we can watch that at another time. Glenn Rockwood, why don't you come on board and present the next award to Transmedics.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Good evening. My name is Glenn Rockwood, and I'm here to present a very unique DHL Inspire Award, not to a television show, but to Transmedics, the company that was depicted in the Chicago Med episode we just awarded. I received my new heart transplant only 4 days after being listed in 2017, which was incredible. but it was also because I signed up for the Massachusetts General Hospital trial study of the Transmedic Organ Care System, a system that is able to extend the search area for a suitable donor heart. Exactly like the Chicago Med storyline, my donated heart was well outside the regional distance for traditional organ procurement. In the past, that heart would never have been able to get to me in time, and it's possible that my second chance would never have come. But the organ care system transported this gift of life in a secure environment. This cutting edge technology can deliver a better, safer, quicker transport experience, not only for hearts as depicted in this episode, but also for lungs, liver, and kidneys. Once my donated heart arrived at Mass General, the doctors were able to confirm its viability and functionality and proceeded with the transplant. I'm happy to say that I've had no complications or negative issues with my new heart, and I am living an amazing, active life I never thought would be possible for me. Since my transplant, I've had the opportunity to become better educated about heart transplantation, organ donation, and Transmedics as a company. I was asked to speak to an FDA panel about my experience with Transmedics as part of the process of final approval for the organ care system, HEART. I was also asked to appear on stage with Dr. Waleed Hassanein, founder and CEO of Transmedics, in 2019, where he was presented with the Tribeca Disruptive Innovation Award in New York City. I'm honored to present a DLH Inspire Award to Transmedics for their efforts to work collaboratively with Chicago Med writers and prop masters to assure an accurate and inspiring storyline that highlights the new way to transport hearts. Thank you from the bottom of my new heart for all of your efforts.
Thank you very much, Glenn. Very much appreciated. My name is Paul Lesberg, and I'm honored to accept this DLH Inspire Award on behalf of Transmedics, the manufacturer of the OCS heart technology that was recently featured on Chicago Med. Transmedics is a medical device company located just north of Boston, and our sole purpose for being is to increase the utilization of available donor organs through the use of our warm perfusion technology. Just think of it, unlike the use of a cooler and ice to preserve an organ, during OCS preservation, hearts beat, lungs breathe, and livers produce bile. And with God's grace, hopefully in the next year or so, our kidney technology will be out there as well. We hope that shows such as those being recognized today will help to stimulate increased organ donation, as well as improve utilization of these priceless gifts. We'd like to thank everyone involved in Donate Life Hollywood for their important work, those involved in the production of the shows that are being recognized tonight. Importantly, transplant centers and their staff for taking on the rigors of organ recovery and transplantation. And most of all, we'd like to thank the organ donors and their families for selflessly giving the gift of life. I thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm wondering if we have Diane and Andrew back on. I think they jumped back on. If you guys wanted to finish your acceptance speech now, we would love to hear from you. That's okay.
You know, I'm so sorry. Our internet just crashed and we had to reboot our computer. I'm not sure where we left off. We were talking about what the Transmedics machine allows.
You got to your amazing prop master. And
okay.
Okay.
So we wanted to do this complicated story, a heart transplant story with a complication. And our amazing prop master, Chris Shader, found the Transmedics heart-lung machine, which, as you heard in that scene, perfuses a donor heart with warm blood during transport, allowing it to be viable for much longer than before.
So I was saying that, for instance, that if before, when you had a heart coming from Hawaii, you couldn't use it because of the time that it would take to transport it, and vice versa. But now we can do that.
And this miraculous transmedics machine is the kind of real cutting edge medicine that we'd like to showcase on MED, not just because it makes for interesting storytelling, but because we are inspired by it. And we hope that our audience is as well.
So again, thank you, Donate Life Hollywood, so much. And we appreciate all the efforts that you put into promoting organ donation.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wonderful. See, this is how Hollywood works. The show must go on, internet connection or whatever. So next is going to be our presenter for another DLH storyteller, Gloria Boer.
Yes. Thank you, Tanaya. Good evening. My name is Gloria Boer. I am a member of the OneLegacy Foundation Board and chair of the Community Outreach and Education Committee. The focus of the OneLegacy Foundation grant program is to educate and inspire people to take action in support of living and deceased donation. Donate Life Hollywood is one of OneLegacy Foundation's projects, and I was delighted to receive their grant application for the DLH Storytellers, designed to encourage young people to learn about organ transplantation and donation in such a unique manner. The DLH Storyteller submissions certainly do that and more. The submitted videos not only presented the facts about living kidney donation, but also made the connection to real life situations in a most creative manner. I never cease to be amazed by the creativity of our young people. Being here to present the DLH Storyteller Award is a dream come true. As an educator, upon becoming a part of the amazing transplantation and donation community, it was clear that engaging and educating our young people, high school and college students, about the life-saving benefits of organ transplantation and donation needed to be a high priority. Now, let's watch the first place high school DLH Storyteller winner.
Hi, I'm Colf Camillan. Wait, are you a pillow? No, it's actor Nicolas Cage, and together we're going to teach you about living kidney donation. The first step is directed donation, where the donor names the specific person to receive the transplant. If Nicolas Cage and I were actually long-lost brothers separated at birth and I donated my kidney to him, that would be directed donation from a biological relative. Also, you can donate to someone you know, which was done by living donor Joanne Eyring.
I donated my kidney to my friend and colleague. In fact, I truly felt like I won the lottery when I found out we were a match and I could help save his life.
The next type is a kidney pair donation. If 2 or more pairs of donors and recipients are not a good match, then the donors are swapped, so each recipient receives a medically compatible transplant. The last type of donation is a non-directed donation, where the donor does not name a specific recipient. Instead, matches are based on medical compatibility and need. And we hope that just like Joanne Eyring and the DLH, you're ready to save lives.
It is my honor to welcome the creator of the winning DLH Storyteller video, Colf Camillan. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Colf Camillan, and I'm from Mission Vista High School in Oceanside, California. First off, I would like to say that I'm honored to attend the DLH Inspire Awards alongside many other wonderful individuals and thankful for the opportunity to compete in the Storytellers Challenge. I would also like to extend my gratitude towards Donate Life Hollywood and its partners, not only for putting together this event, but for their dedication and advocacy towards educating others about organ donation and their unwavering commitment to saving lives. The Storytellers Contest has been very impactful experience for me, where I learned about living kidney donation and I was inspired by heartfelt stories from real donors. I was determined to compete this year, And despite being in the middle of AP exams and stressing out over finals, I was able to make my video, and shout out to my mom for filming. And when I was making my video, what really stood out for me were the DLH real life stories, where I was amazed by all their experiences and compassionate individuals. One such story featured the living kidney donor, Joanne Eyring. She donated a kidney to her friend and colleague. I was inspired by her selflessness and great character, not just when she donated her kidney, but especially because she said that she didn't feel her actions were special because she believed that's what anyone would do for her friend. And there are many people just like Joanne Eyring, all with their unique experiences and heartfelt stories about their donation. I truly became inspired by the compassion these donors have and began to understand the extent of Donate Life Hollywood's work and how many lives are changed due to organ donation. We should keep in mind that all of us have the ability to change lives and make an impact. And that's what we do here at the DLH. Once again, I would like to thank everyone who helped put together this event, and I'm honored to be a part of tonight's awards and the Storytellers Contest. Thank you.
Thank you, Khalif. My name is Anthony Robinson. I am here to present the DLH Inspire Award for an amazing documentary, We Speak Life. This short documentary seeks to spark conversation within the Black community about the importance of organ donations. It focuses on telling personal stories of people who lost their loved ones and were unaware they could have donated their organs to save other lives. It also shares the stories of people who were blessed to receive life-saving organ and tissue transplant from donors. The documentary uses powerful storytelling to educate and inspire more people to sign up as donors. We know that the African American community is one of the people that are listed on this long list of waiting for life-saving transplants. And we also know that we are the ones dying while we're waiting. I am one of the We Speak Life stories. I had a heart transplant 10 years ago. While waiting in Stanford Hospital for a transplant, I had multiple IVs to sustain my blood pressure, open heart surgery to implant a left ventricular assistant device, otherwise known as a LVAD, to help pump my blood through my body. And I was on a respirator to keep me breathing. I was told I was resuscitated twice because I went into cardiac arrest. However, now I'm restored to health and back as a full-time San Francisco firefighter and continue to do the work that I love so much. Because of this second chance I was given, I was able to witness my son's graduation from Hampton University. I fell in love and got married to the love of my life. My son, I attended my son's wedding, and now he is getting ready to have his firstborn in September. Registering to be a donor changes lives. In the African American community, registering to be a donor is not a conversation that one has around the dinner table. It literally is a conversation that is avoided. However, we represent 30% of those waiting on the list. Donor Network West, the organ procurement organization serving Northern California, invested in We Speak Life documentary to help get people talking. Today, we honor the film for bringing attention to those who died waiting for transplants and those who lived, like myself, because of them. And for understanding the importance of education, the African American community through personal stories, which is a concept that our community has used for the past years to give information from generation to generation. Let's now see a clip from We Speak Life.
They call me the organ donor lady. And they used to say, don't talk to her. She trying to steal your organs. I said, no, I'm trying to teach you how to live and not die. How about that?
When I think about like just us and healthcare in general, like this is bigger. The organ, tissue, and eye donation is a piece, but it's just really so culturally deep.
Coming into a community that said, we'll never be organ donors. Oh no, we don't do that. When we die, they go in the ground. We don't trust the process.
The healthcare initiative within the African American community has lingered to a degree, and a lot of that has just been driven by the lack of education on caring for ourselves. We've somehow accepted this as our fate, that diabetes and hypertension is just what happens to Black people.
I'm raised up in the urban community, and we didn't know about donating, your heart, donating this, donating that. We didn't know.
There are a significantly greater number of African Americans who need organs than the organ donors themselves.
As I think about the numbers of us who are on dialysis or who need heart transplants, how do we mobilize around eye, organ, and tissue transplantation?
People say Black lives matter, Black health matter, Black health does matter.
The thought that there are children dying on a wait list is just unacceptable to me.
It is critical to begin thinking differently in the African American community about organ and tissue donation.
And sometimes you wonder where these organs are going. But sometimes, and a lot, the story ends with me. It is indeed my honor to present the Donate Life Hollywood Inspire Award to Ayanna Anderson and Michael Freeze.
Thank you, Anthony, for that lovely introduction. I just got goosebumps seeing the trailer again. Good evening. It is my honor and privilege to accept this beautiful Inspire Award for our short documentary, We Speak Life. I want to thank my former colleagues at Donor Network West, especially my community education comrades and our Donate Life ambassadors. It is truly humbling to be recognized alongside this year's cinematic trailblazers, especially as a first-time director. Thank you OneLegacy, Tanaya Wallace, and the Donate Life Hollywood team for celebrating creatives and the gift of authenticity. This achievement would not have been possible without the generous support of the California Endowment and our collaborators from RBA Creative. Last, but certainly not least, I am forever grateful to our phenomenal cast of We Speak Life storytellers, trusted messengers who heeded the call to inspire audiences everywhere in honor of the mission to save and heal lives. The vision for We Speak Life was sparked by a desire to center and amplify the unfiltered voices of African Americans and our nuanced perspectives about organ and tissue donation. Through a health equity lens, our storytellers debunk the myth that the Black community is not supportive of organ and tissue donation, and they unpack the mitigating factors that have led to lingering issues of trust and access. Long before COVID-19, OPOs have been contending with donor registration hesitancy in communities of color. And as veteran community engagement advocate June Wallace aptly observes in the film, when OPOs engage with diverse communities authentically versus transactionally, hearts and minds can be transformed. And speaking of transformation, directing We Speak Life has been one of the most rewarding experiences in my career. And I was inspired to push my creative boundaries and truly blessed to collaborate with someone very special and talented who brought these narratives to life on the production side. With that said, I want to turn it over to my wonderful creative partner, Mike Freeze.
Thank you so much, Ayanna. I first want to congratulate all of this year's Inspire Award winners for promoting donation through television and film. It's such a powerful medium that it's really important that we continue to push donation in that manner. Of course, I want to thank Donate Life Hollywood for this incredible award. It means so much to myself and to all the staff at Donor Network West. I want to thank Ayanna Anderson for pursuing this project really from the ground up, what started as a museum art exhibition kind of transformed into this mini documentary. So for all of her hard work, I just really want to shout out Ayanna for everything. And as well as to all those involved in the film, from Anthony Robinson, who is our host now, to June R. Wallace, to everyone who really participated and shared their emotional stories and their connections to donation. I want to thank all the staff at Donor at Request who work tirelessly every day to save and heal more lives through donation. I really want to thank our CEO and president, Janice Whaley. She kind of took, I don't want to call it a risk, but it's a different project for an OPO to kind of pursue a film. So I really want to thank her for allowing Ayana and myself and the team to work on this project. A special shout out to our marketing team. I think they're actually watching back in the office right now. Thank you to you guys so much for all the hard work in promoting this film and all of the design elements, all the flyers, all the promotional content. So thank you guys. And to my father, who's a liver and kidney surgeon at UCSF. He's been saving lives for the past 30 years. I just want to say thank you to him for inspiring me. And I also want to say a big thank you to my beautiful wife, Emily. We actually met at Donor at Request, kind of a Jim and Pam situation. She's actually a donor daughter, and she really inspires me every day to continue to promote donation. And I just want to say, I really hope this film inspires those watching to consider and to talk about donation, especially in communities where donation education isn't really prevalent. The fact is that 20 people, die every day waiting for an organ, and they really don't have to. So I hope this film encourages those to register as organ donors and to give hope to those waiting for a second chance at life. And I just want to conclude with saying that We Speak Life is available for free on YouTube and the Donor at Request website. So I hope people can utilize it as a resource, an educational resource to help dispel the myths and to promote donation. Thanks.
Thank you both. My name is Sarah Miller, and I'm here to present the DLH College Storytellers First Place Award to a student that believes in the power of organ donation. The DLH Storytellers Award recognizes both high school and college students who have demonstrated an exceptional commitment to sharing the truth of organ donation. I can relate. When I was 12 years old, my older sister Laura suddenly became ill. Within 3 days of being admitted to the hospital, she was declared brain dead. On the worst day of our lives, my family decided that my sister would be an organ donor. To most, organ donation feels vague and disconnected from their own life. However, for me, organ donation became a source of hope and inspiration as I grappled with my sister's death. I became dedicated to honoring Laura's memory by spreading the importance of organ and tissue donation. My first semester of college, I started the first ever chapter of Student Organ Donation Advocates, otherwise known as SODA. We quickly discovered that students love to learn about organ donation, and through personal and compelling stories like we've been talking about tonight, they can become excited about the life-saving importance of organ donation. We decided to expand from this one initial chapter by partnering with organ procurement organizations across the country to identify passionate students nationwide who want to start their own organ donation chapter. Today, we support more than 35 chapters on high school and college campuses nationwide, and we're delighted to partner with Donate Life Hollywood. Each chapter's advocacy creates outstanding ripple effects in their communities, telling compelling stories that save lives. Tonight, A.B. Rohrig is receiving recognition from the organ donation community for showing the impact of living donation. Now, let's see A.B.'s winning video.
When I was 18 years old, I read an article about a man who decided to donate one of his kidneys to a stranger. What I first learned from that article is how terrible it is to live life in need of healthy kidneys on dialysis. You need to go to a dialysis center 4 days a week, 3 hours at a time. The whole process is physically and emotionally exhausting, and the 5-year survival rate is just 50%. By donating one of my kidneys, I could help someone return to a healthy and normal life. I learned that the risk to myself in the surgery was no greater than the risk that one takes when they ride a bike from New York City to Montreal, which is something I had done the previous summer. The surgery was smooth. I was out of the hospital after 2 days. I even got to meet the man who got my kidney. He was 22 years old. His name was Chris, and meeting him and hugging him was one of the best moments of my entire life. By taking on a small risk to myself, I was able to meaningfully improve someone's life. I hope that more people consider kidney donation.
Well, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Thank you to Donate Life Hollywood for this remarkable prize. I'm here representing a small school called Deep Springs College. It's a remote college in the Eastern Sierra Mountains of California. I donated my kidney between my freshman and sophomore year of college. And my college is located on a ranch. The students help out with some of the ranch work. At the time, I was helping milk the cows, and I helped carry the milk from the barn to the kitchen. And so I owe it to my classmates who helped me literally do the heavy lifting of carrying the milk when I was still recovering from my donation. I'd also like to use this opportunity to shout out to the National Kidney Donation Organization, which is a really fantastic organization that I've worked with that helps grow the community of living kidney donors. The NKDO works in particular with the National Kidney Registry, which is another nonprofit that offers a suite of protections for people who are interested in donating their kidney, such as reimbursement for costs associated with the donation, as well as protections for both life insurance and health insurance. The NKDO actually recently started their membership program, and if you're interested in joining the NKDO, you can Google NKDO membership. It's the first thing that comes up. But all in all, thank you again so much for this really wonderful opportunity, and thank you in particular to DLH.
Thank you, Avi, and congratulations to you and all of our Donate Life Hollywood winners and student filmmakers. I'm Tom Moan, CEO of OneLegacy, the organ procurement organization serving the greater Los Angeles area, and of course, Hollywood. The OneLegacy Foundation and our national Donate Life Hollywood partners support Donate Life Hollywood to help our thriving community of content creators get the story of organ donation and transplantation right, offering writers and producers free resources, expert consultations, and storyline ideas. As one of the 57 organ procurement organizations, OneLegacy oversees the deceased donation process in our service areas. As Scott described, we work with donor families every day, guiding them through the organ donation process during the worst moment of their lives. And ideally, we help fulfill their loved one's life through their decision to give the gift of life. And we hope in doing so, they find some comfort through this generous act. Organ donation is the ultimate example of loving and caring for our friends, neighbors, communities, and humanity. And we are here to help Hollywood tell our stories with authenticity and love. I know that with the support of the entertainment industry powerhouses like we've heard from tonight, we can save more lives every year. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of the Donate Life Hollywood community and for joining us. Have a lovely night.